Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to the One Nation of Gamers Summer Circuit. This is the feature tournament number 1. I'm TJ Osmond Cutie Sanders, joined by David Dog, the Dog. Cairo, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. Just woke up again, feeling fresh, feeling charged for this. Should be fun. Got a bunch of good series coming up.
Yeah. Yesterday we saw Group A, where we saw Calento and Wopster advance to the playoff stage that will happen tomorrow. Today we're going to see Group B. And Group B consists of Amaz from Team Archon, of course, the owner, founder. Mirrari from My Insanity. Hotform from Team Root. And Shoop from Vicious Syndicate. So a pretty big lineup of players today in Group B. For those of you who are tuning in for the One Nation of Gamers for the first time, I'll give you a brief introduction of what it is. It's the premier summer tournament, or circuit, I guess, is what we use for open players. We have 16 open tournaments, 8 in North America and 8 in Europe, that lead into 4 feature tournaments. The 4 feature tournaments have thousands of dollars worth of prizes. I believe it's $7,500 or close to it for each feature tournament. And the winners of each feature tournament go to a grand final, which is going to happen at PAX in Seattle. Over the course of the season, we're going to give out $60,000 worth of prizes. We're going to give out World Championship points for every single open. And, of course, we're going to be giving out GEICO points. And to lead to that, GEICO, of course, is the main sponsor for the One Nation of Gamers Summer Circuit. If you want more information about the tournament, or if you want to get quotes from GEICO, you can head over to geico.onog.gg. There you'll find all the information about the tournament. Like I said, you'll get a quote from GEICO. And you can also enter in to win an official TSM PC. So that's a global giveaway. So head over to that website now. Make sure, or through the breaks throughout the day, make sure entering in to win that. But of course, today we'll get underway with Group B. We'll find out the other 2 players that will join Calento and Wopster in that playoff stage. And it looks like the first match of the day is going to be Mirrari versus Amaz. Now, Doug, I know you probably know who Amaz is, but you know much about who Mirrari is as a player.
Mirrari is kind of well known in the fact that he got second in Seat Story Cup 2, I believe. He played against the Vige and lost, but I watched him the entire time, and he played very, very well. He brought Rogue, so probably a good Rogue player, and a bunch of other things. I definitely expect a lot from him. I mean, he made it through the qualifiers also for this, open to qualify for this opportunity. So he should perform pretty well, especially against Amaz. Amaz, on the other hand, he's gotten a lot better, a lot better. He's been practicing with Purple, and man, It's insane how much he's improved over the past couple months. So I expect a lot from him also.
Yeah, he's surrounded himself with a solid lineup of players in the Archon house, and yeah, the past couple tournaments he's been pretty successful. How these players both got here: Archon. Amaz was the player that was invited for the week for Group B. So each week we have 2 invited players. The 2 winners from North American Qualifier number 1 and North American Qualifier 2, the winners of the EU Qualifier 1 and EU Qualifier 2, and then the player from each region with the most GEICO points for the first couple weeks. So Amaz was the invited player. Mirrari actually won the EU Qualifier number 2 this past week. Hotform, of course, won the NA Qualifier number 1, and Shoop won the EU Qualifier number 1. So all the players besides Amaz that played today actually won one of their qualifiers. So definitely a tough road, because those things can get up to 500 player bracket, which is pretty insane. You have to win 7, 8 matches in a row sometimes.
Open qualifiers are no joke. They're so tedious to get through, and it's a real accomplishment just being here, honestly, in this position.
Yeah, Amaz as well. It's a real accomplishment to be good enough to invite. But both these players, one thing I noticed about them is that they play really fast. Amaz, he used to play super slow, but in the past couple tournaments that I've watched him play or casted with him, he's played super fast. And I always joke that it's because he's always got things to do. He's a busy guy that always has things to do.
He is definitely a busy man. That could be it.
Yeah.
Could be it.
Mirrari as well, and I casted his run through the EU Qualifier number 2, and he played 3 aggro decks, and just all of his matches were just super fast. It looks like his lineup is a bit different. For the actual qualifiers, they had to use the same decks that they used throughout the whole qualifier. So it's a lot of people choose aggro decks because it makes the tournament go by a little bit quicker for them. Yeah. They have to win 8 matches in a row. But it looks like
makes
his
sense.
lineup is going to be a little different this time around.
See, he brought Warlock, Mage, and Warrior.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think he had a really fast Zoo when he played in the qualifier, if I remember correctly. So we'll have to see if that's what his Warlock is going to be. But first matchup is going to be Amaz on the Warlock
Yeah.
and Mirrari on Patron Warrior.
I don't really know too much about this matchup. I feel like Patron is like favored if they can get their weapons, but if they can't and they take a little bit too much damage early, they just kind of get like run over like really quickly.
Yeah. I think it also depends how slow the Zoo is. I think the faster it is, the worse off they are, because the Warrior deals more easily with weapons with the board. But Amaz likes to run a really slow mid-range.
Yeah.
Like he runs like all the big threats. Like he runs Sylvanas, Dr. Boom, Sea Giant, and Mal'Ganis.
Jeez. That the Void Caller and Doomguard are like so important in this matchup. That's like what puts Zoo like in contention for winning this match. It's like Warrior has no efficient way to deal with Void Caller into Doomguard unless they have like Dustbite into Execute, but there's no weapons for Mirrari right now.
Mm-hmm. He does have the Execute though, so if he can find a way to activate it, then he can get it.
Jeez, that Fourplosion.
I know, right?
I don't even think Amaz really wanted that. Like, I think he wanted to pop his egg.
Yeah.
Maybe he should have Abusive first. I don't know. I don't know if he actually wanted to, but it seemed like that was his plan. And interesting that he went with the War Axe here over Despite.
He is going to be able to kill off the Doomguard here with the Slam Execute.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fortunate to be put in a situation where you can clear off the Void Caller and kill whatever is summoned by it on the same turn.
I have no time for games.
Yeah, there's the Sylvanas. And of course, since Amaz opens at least 3,000 packs on every stream that he does, all of his decks are golden.
Man. Oh man, that Sylvanas is kind of difficult to deal with.
Yeah,
I think he wants to save like his coin for for a patron turn.
Mm-hmm.
And so like next turn I'll be able to go like really hard with patrons. That's why he like chose to like leave the imps up, which is kind of interesting because you don't see a lot of people do that. I kind of like the way he's playing though, because next turn he'll just like flood the board completely with patrons. Although I think he has to play Loot Hoarder here, otherwise all those imps could trade into the Armorsmith. So,
yeah,
I like this.
Yeah, he just doesn't want the Sylvanas to steal Warsong Commander. He doesn't have to deal with it next turn because he can attack into. Actually, he didn't attack with the Destiny.
Yeah, he didn't attack, but he's just gonna go with the patron. Like,
Yeah.
just kill the imps. I think.
Yeah, he can still get a full board.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting he didn't attack though. I think I would have. I'm not really sure.
I guess there's not really a great target to attack into, and considering next turn he's got 4 imps to bounce into, he can almost get a full board regardless.
It's true. I also think he doesn't want to pop the egg either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, man, everybody's about to get in here. Hodage.
He has a 12 health though.
Yeah, I know, but he has an armor smith, so if he doesn't die this coming turn, it should be pretty easy for him to live.
Yeah.
But he should be able to clear most of the board. It just comes down to if Amaz has, like, draws into a Doomguard, a PO, something pretty relevant. But he also gets a Dread Corsair out, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's going to be able to spawn 3 more patrons, so he's going to have... Yeah, and then the Dread Corsair would fill the last spot on his board.
Yeah, works out very, very well.
And Sylvanas isn't even going to get...
He might be able to just kill the Sylvanas right now. I think that's what he's going for. In a rage and trade. Yeah. So there's only one bad target that it can steal.
The Warsong Commander?
The fresh patron. Warsong's like kind of bad, but the fresh patron is the worst because you can't deal with whatever it steals. This is fine. Question is, does he attack into the Void Caller? I guess not.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, same situation. as you mentioned, if the woodcaller has no target to bounce into to summon,
Yeah, yeah.
so he doesn't need to deal with it now. And yep, there's Dr. Boom. So Amaz really likes to run the big threats in his.
Illusion. That's weird. Oh my goodness, that is so bad.
He'd probably want those reversed. The 4 that he rolled earlier, that he didn't really need a 4.
Oh, I know, right? Man, that feels bad. Like, how do you deal with this? I think you have to tap, like, but then I think you might be dead on board. Yeah. I don't know about that implosion. Mal'Ganis. Okay. So actually, he can't attack with his Dust Bite, otherwise Mal'Ganis spawns.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting. Do those imps live if you attack with? Oh, he just concedes.
Yeah.
I don't know about conceding. Like,
Well, if he had played Flame Imp, it would have brought him down to 17.
yeah, but he could have played the. I don't know. That's interesting.
He could have killed him without even, with just
The board.
attacking in and then a Death Bite. I think it was 9. No,
I mean,
actually,
the game was over as long as Mirrari didn't screw up. But I think like you could still, oh, maybe he'll screw up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a quick game.
Yeah.
Doing patron things.
Yep. Well, Mirrari still has all or 2 of his decks. Sorry, Amaz still has all 3 decks left, and this is Amaz has been very predictable with his tournament lineups. He's brought Zoo, Hunter, and Druid to every tournament as far back as I can remember.
Yeah,
It's been a while since he brought Priest.
Like pretty aggro decks.
Yeah. Like super fast Druid. He did bring Midrange Hunter for a while, but the last couple tournaments he's brought Face Hunter and Zoo.
You see a Molten Giant, and we saw a Duplicate, so it's like Giant's Mage. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I like Giant's Mage. It's definitely like come back into the meta from where it was, and it's like most of them are Echo versions now, which is kind of interesting because Echo was seen as like such a bad card.
Yeah. Because Echo does nothing if you're behind.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. He goes with the ping instead of Doomsayer. So good. Like, if I would have gotten Owled, the game would have been like so much harder for Mirrari right there. A lot of people would have just Doomsayered, but he made the correct move.
Well, now it starts to get a little problematic. He's going to take quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, that's definitely true. He's hoping to see like a Frostbolt or maybe even a Mad Scientist, something that he can like contest the board with. Right now, he's taking the beatdown. Yeah. I think now's the time for the Doomsayer.
Yeah. Just pinging the first 4 turns. He's already at 19 health on turn 4, and it doesn't look like it's really going to stop anytime soon. He does have Giants.
Oh my god, this is like... he needs an Explosive Sheep. I know this deck runs 2. At least 1, but...
Alexstrasza could help in the long game.
I think he'll be able to... I think he'll be able to last till Alexstrasza. The issue is, like, if he can last to where his block doesn't get popped, like, in the next 2 turns. These juggles are actually kind of important. Okay, not too punished with the juggles. So now he can Blizzard, clear the board, play Molten Giant. His block isn't popped this turn, but it's popped next turn. Then he can heal up with Healbot, so... It looks like he could be in an okay position.
Yeah, as long as Amaz isn't drawn to more burn here.
Yeah. I mean, he gets 2 draws this turn, right, with Quick Shot? It just depends, like, what he draws into.
Yeah. If he runs Quick Shot to Quick Shot, then it could be a little bit tough.
Oh, okay. There you go. You just use 1 here.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can have a little more reach, I guess? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so these next few draws are actually... Well, okay, he can Echo, right? Oh my goodness, that was such a good draw also. Holy shit, he can Echo, right? Like,
yeah.
Taunt, attack in. Like, Amaz needs, like, Kill Command or something. He needs something to get past these taunts, because, I mean, the Echo doesn't really matter, I guess, but, oh, man. If Amaz doesn't kill him next turn, the game is over.
Yeah, so he's pretty much on kill command.
I would actually really like Amaz, yeah, to kill off the Healbot. That way it plays around the Echo. That was really good of him. Okay, so this next top deck, Amaz has 2 outs, I believe. and that is double kill commands. Because he's used both quick shots already, and Leopard Gnome's not lethal. Owl. Oh, Owl. He has one more Owl in his deck, so it's 3 outs.
I don't think he'll even be able to use Owl. I think he's just going to.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason not to throw out Molten Giant plus the second Sunfear to play around the Owl. So yeah, I think Kill Command is going to be the only out, and it's like he's got 20 cards left, so it's maybe what 10%.
Yeah, that's not possible.
But it's not a situation you want to find yourself in this early. I don't really think he was expecting Giants Mage. All right, well it all comes down to this. Scientist.
Tragic. Masterful, I concede. I've never even seen that hero before.
Nope.
That's cool. That was like well played by Mirrari. He made like every single play correct. I like to see that a lot, especially from a deck that's like not very well known right now, or not, you know, mastered, I guess, so to speak. It's definitely something that's fun to bring. Yeah,
Mirrari's run through the qualifier was actually really a sick tournament. For people that are watching now, if you haven't seen it, you should go back and watch the VODs of at least the final series that he played. It was exciting. Like he was playing a lot of aggro decks and a lot of fast decks, but it was super exciting. Yeah, the VODs are on the YouTube channel. I think it's the One Nation of Gamers YouTube.
Yes. I really, really like watching people's mulligans, because mulligan is like one of the most important things in Hearthstone, and it's just interesting to see what people like choose to keep, choose to throw away. Like he kept an abusive, he kept his direwolf. It was interesting that he kept his direwolf.
Yeah.
Maybe his curve is a little higher, so he needs that early drop.
It's such a subjective thing too. You talk to players, and a lot of players will have really deep discussions and arguments about what to keep in mulligans and what's right and what's wrong.
It's the most important thing in Hearthstone by far. It's really, I don't know. That's why I like watching games and stuff. Like getting a feel for what people will mulligan is really important, and seeing if they get punished and things is like pretty. It makes you a better player.
Yeah,
understanding all of it.
Well, Amaz in a little bit of a tough spot. In-game boss is super annoying to remove for Face Hunter.
What trap is that, by the way?
I'm not sure.
If it's freezing, then Mirrari's in a bit of trouble. If it's explosive, it's very, very good for Mirrari. He can actually proc it and then play Argus, and then he's suddenly in like pretty good shape. Amaz right now, not really sure what to do. I think Wolf Rider is the best play right here. It's Wolf Rider face. If he attacks into it, then you're in good shape. But he disagrees. Okay, getting up the weapon does the same, like, unit damage. This works. Nice. Solid.
Yeah.
He wants to save for Juggler Unleash, obviously, next turn.
Juggler Unleash isn't going to be too effective on a board like this.
So it is Explosive Trap. Okay.
Okay.
So he attacks in, sees it's explosive, and Argus is both? Okay. I can understand that. I like this a lot more than the alternative play. The thing is, you can't really, like... I guess you could Juggler Unleash this. Yeah, you attack in first and then Juggler Coin Unleash. Okay.
Yeah, you're still getting 3 hounds out of it and 3 juggles, but you don't have to worry about each individual hound hitting the in-game boss. But he actually just decides to play the Hunter Creeper. I guess he wants to bank on more hounds.
Huh, that's interesting.
Double Void Terror.
Nightmares.
That's a weird choice. I haven't seen a lot of players run Double Void Terror.
I'm actually really impressed by how Mirrari's playing right now. Like, he killed off his 1/1 to play around like Unleash and Juggler, and it's just, I don't know. I don't think he's made a mistake yet.
Well, he's up 2-0, so his score would agree with you.
It's like, yeah, really good stuff.
Oh.
Okay. So how do you deal with this? You can make another pretty big Void Terror, I guess. I think that's the play. So Imp Gang Boss, Void Terror, your weak Void Terror after you trade into the Owl, and then go face with the 4/4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then next turn you can just Doom Guard face. Have a good time.
And that'll be quite a bit of damage on the board. That Void Terror will be a 6/4, so we'll have 10, 12, 17 damage total next turn.
Jeez, he could actually win with the top deck.
Yeah, like PO or Abusive Sergeant.
I think Amaz got a little bit greedy with that Knife Juggler Unleash combo. Like, it was a pretty good turn to do it, in my opinion. And he was just waiting for more value. But, I mean, Mirrari's a good enough player to where he's going to play around it. Although, a lot of times you're not given the option to play around it.
Mm-hmm. Especially in this matchup.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to use it now, but actually, I don't even know. He's going to get 4 hounds, but if these hounds hit the juggles hit the Imp Gang boss, he's just going to put more power onto the board.
He was really hoping that juggle hit the Imp Gang boss earlier. But now he's hoping none of them hit it.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, pretty lucky so far. Oof. Missed one. Oh, it's okay. 1.
Yeah.
So now you have to kill off the Void Terror, kill off one of the imps, and then go face, probably, I would say. So you push 1 damage, you coin out the hero power 2. You might not even kill off the imp. He needs to calculate this.
If he doesn't kill off the imp, he puts him at 11. He'll have 6 damage next turn, so he'll need to come up with 5, either from hand or from board. Which,
Ooh. That's... Do you do that? I guess you trade in and you play it and go face.
It doesn't fit your mana very well at all, but it is the only way for you to block damage.
Yeah, I think you just have to race now and go face. Yeah. Okay. Not too bad. Get a Doom Guard next turn. 4, 5. So you win with a PO. Not very good. Eagle Horn Bow is actually a really, really good draw also. Like,
consistent damage over 2 turns.
Yeah, exactly. It guarantees lethal. Like, the game is ending next turn, regardless, for Mirrari. Because he's out of taunts unless he draws a Void Walker.
Yeah.
Because he used both Argus already.
Amaz,
I guess he could draw into Mal'Ganis, right?
Yeah. Amaz is doing the math here, thinking if he can play around anything by killing off the imp and still set up lethal. So there's 3 damage on board. Doom Guard would be 8. So if he kills off the imp, there would be...
Yeah, I think you go face.
Yeah.
It's not lethal next turn, but it's close.
Mm-hmm. You just need to find 1 damage hand.
So I actually think you probably boom here, right? And then just trade in and hope he doesn't draw into damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the play. Alright, so Amaz probably has like around a 50% chance to draw into lethal. Even Explosive Jab is lethal, so... Oh my goodness. That's a quick 3-0. Especially like beating Amaz.
That's
props to Mirrari, yeah.
Yeah. Amaz, he doesn't have lethal yet, so Amaz is going to force him to tap, but we see the Doom Guard, so
yeah,
it's going to be plenty of damage. And with a bit of overkill. Throw out the Void Walker.
So Amaz moves to like the loser's bracket. Mirrari back on top. 1 more to place in the money. Advance to Sunday. He's in a good position.
Well, yeah. Mirrari's got to feel super happy about that quick victory. You said it. Beating Amaz 3-0 in that quick of a fashion is an impressive feat. So, like you said, Amaz is going to move down to loser's bracket. For those who are unfamiliar with this type of bracket, it's a sort of a double elimination or GSL style group where we have 2 matches with 2 players, and the winners play each other, the losers play each other, and then in double elimination fashion, the loser of the winner's match and the winner of the loser's match. So you lose twice, you're out of the group, you win twice, you move on to the playoff stage. Amaz is not out yet. He will move down to face the loser of our next match, which is going to be Hot Form versus Shoop, and Mirrari will face the winner of that match. And at the end of the day, we'll have 2 players that are moving on to the playoff stage. By moving on to the playoff stage, you guarantee yourself $750 and 10 GEICO points. If you fall out in the group stage, you don't get any money. You still get some GEICO points, so you still have a chance to qualify for packs at the end of the season. But you don't go away with any money, which for all the effort that these guys put into getting to this point, going away with no money feels really bad. Just want to give you guys one more quick reminder to head over to geico.onog.gg. There you can get all the information about the tournament, what I just talked about. You can find information about upcoming matches. You can find out where to sign up. You can also get a GEICO code. Of course, GEICO is the premier sponsor for this event. They're the people that allow us to have a $60,000 prize pool total over the course of the summer circuit, which is pretty ridiculous for a primarily open tournament. And you can also enter in to win an official TSM PC. But of course, guys, the next matchup is going to be Hot Form from Root versus Shoop versus from Vicious Syndicate. So don't go anywhere. More ONOG Summer Circuit action returns right after this break.